and he started reading that book. And he thought this book is not making any sense. That is because sometimes when you are at any phase of your life or business, there are certain books that are going to help you in that phase. Today, I wanted to share with you one common thing that keeps on emerging when I talk to my clients and other people. And I thought, why not clarify this aspect so that you also do not fall prey or victim to the aspect of, let me read this book, that book, etc., when it is not the right time for you to do that. For example, somebody asked me that a book was recommended to one of his colleague for a certain specific purpose, and he started reading that book, and he thought this book is not making any sense. That is because sometimes when you are at any phase of your life or business, there are certain books that are going to help you in that phase. So if you are reading it when a book is not maybe for you to be read in that phase, then it will not make any sense. Let me give you an example. Okay, so let's say if you're going through a phase where you are getting into working on yourself. Okay, let's take step-by-step process. So you are working on your self-development aspect, and you are trying to understand, why is my mind behaving like that? Why am I behaving like that? Why are my emotions all over the place, etc., and this and that? So to begin with, of course, there are lots of books, but because these are handy with me, so I'm sharing these with you. Also, please feel free to check out any book that resonates with you. And some of the things that I have read and I found really valuable are, to begin with, you can definitely work on psycho-cybernetics. Okay, this is by Maxwell Maltz, and this is a very famous book, and this is an amazing book when you want to understand more about how your mind works, how your psychology works, and why you are doing what you are doing, and that aspect. So to begin with, if you are in that phase, and if you are an advanced person and you have already started working on yourself, this is a great book. The other book is, of course, you can also read The Biology of Belief, but I must give a disclaimer, this is not a very simple language to understand. So if you want to stay away from a bit of complicated learning or understanding, you can skip this book. That's fine. But if you are somebody who wants to explore more, etc., this is a fabulous book by Bruce Lipton. And I guess you have already seen his videos, etc. Another aspect is there are lots of books on emotional intelligence, and there are tons of aspects as well which you can read. This is one such book, which is Emotional Intelligence 2.2, and of course there are other books as well, but this is handy, so I'm sharing this with you. This is with Travis and John. So this is another book which you can start working on. With this is a series of books, so you can also check that out. Now, let's say if you're somebody who has already started business, okay, and you are looking for more clarity, etc. You know the books like Start With Why, Ikigai, and there are other books like this. So you can begin with those books. And let's say if you are in a business and you are at a stage in your business where you feel like, oh my God, why whatever I'm doing, it's not happening correctly. Or do I need to hire somebody? Do I need to work with somebody? Do I need somebody as an employee, as a partner, etc., etc.? Even if you have a team and you feel like you are completely mumbled in your head, although, you have good products and service, sales are coming through, but somewhere your business is not growing the way it should be, and you are the sole runner of your business, then this is an amazing book for you. Because if you feel, begin with, definitely read this book, The E-Myth Revisited by Michael G. And this is a book which is going to blast off some of your myths about you running your own business, and if you're the sole runner of your business. After you read this book, definitely read Rocket Fuel by Gino Wickman and Mark Winters. Yes, this is a fabulous book, and there is also an exercise at the end of the book. You will understand why I'm saying this for the people who are typically running their own business alone. And if you feel like whatever I'm doing and whatever I'm thinking, strategizing, implementing, and I'm not able to manage or handle things alone, this book is going to give you a lot of clarity towards it. Okay. Now, if you are somebody who does not need to read this book or this book, it is not going to make sense to you. That's why I said that when you are in particular stages of your life or business, some books that you need to read will actually make sense at that point of time. I'll give you another example. One of my mentees, actually a couple of them, went ahead and read this book beforehand. Okay, and they felt like, oh my God, this is too much, or okay, fine, I'm not understanding anything, and this and that. They are businessmen, okay? After a few months, when I recommended them to read it, and they said, oh, I read it. I said, okay, fine, read it again now. So when they read it, now it made total sense to them, because that was not the time for them to read the book, because they could not understand anything. Now, coming to the next aspect, now if you're in a business again, and if you are struggling with your marketing aspect, and of course you are in established business, you always want to enhance your marketing because it's an ongoing activity. There is no end to it. There are lots of marketing stuffs that you can know. I mean, there is a book which is the 22 immutable laws of marketing. There is 22 immutable laws of branding. These are very thin books, so it might be helpful. Then there is, this is an amazing book. I simply loved it. The Key Person of Influence by Daniel Priestley. And honestly, the books by Daniel Priestley, they are really good. Okay. So if you have not yet read it, read it. Key Person of Influence. Next, again, for the marketing, Building a Story Brand. This is also very important, irrespective of whatever product or service you have. This is by Donald Miller, and this is another must-read book. Contagious, of course, Jonah. Okay, and this is another aspect of marketing. As by the name, you can guess what this book could be about, but there are some amazing points written out there. I don't want to summarize the book because I'll come back to that point. This is another one of my favorite books, which is oversubscribed, fabulously written, and it will give you some really great insights with your marketing, the stuff that you are doing and you are not doing. Okay, that is one by, again, see, Daniel Priestley. So coming to the aspect is, when you read the summary of a book from online or from anywhere, it is good to read summary if you do not want to go through the entire book, which is fine. But understand this, the summary is written by somebody else with their perception of understanding of that book. Okay, why I'm saying this? Because I'm sure you might have realized that when you read a book for the first time, you have certain understanding. When you read that book for the second time, you understand something new which you have not understood the first time, or you have missed out. See, so every time you read it, there is a different understanding, perception, and things. So when somebody else is reading the book and perceiving it in their own manner, you might miss out on certain things otherwise which you might have got when you read the book yourself. Okay, so it's always good to read it yourself and see it. So because as you know, I'm a big time explorer and I experience things myself, and then I see whether it's working for me or not. So if that is something you would love to do, go ahead and do that. Next, regarding sales books and everything, I'll cover it in the next video because otherwise it's going to get too much. And maybe let me know in the comment section if there is any particular category or segment in your life or business you would like me to make a video with some specific books or writers or something like that, or what are the things you can learn about or know about. I will make some specific videos on that, so let me know. Now this is a very interesting subject and I think everyone would love it, irrespective of what you do, doesn't matter. So the books on money, When I say money, don't think about investing and everything. First of all, don't jump into that. Before that, let me tell you, so many people I have met have so much negative perception about money, so much myths about money, so much, misunderstandings about money and finances. Now, before you get into the technicalities of money and finances, I'm not talking about the investing finances. We'll get there, but later on, not now. Understand how money works in the world, in your mindset, and in real. So, to begin with, psychology of money. Very important, very necessary. So please go ahead and have that. Think and Grow Rich. Yes, it is about money. It's about getting rich. Not just rich in terms of money, but in terms of everything. But most importantly, it is again about the psychology of money. But this is one of the most evergreen book in the world. You will find it. And once you read this book, I'll just simply tell you, read it again. Read it again. Every time when you read this book, you yourself are going to figure out some amazing important things which otherwise you might have missed out in the first case. And it is by Napoleon Hill, as you already know it. And this is another book by Ramit Sethi. And by the way, you will also find his documentary or series on Netflix, I guess, if I'm not mistaken. Fabulously made. And why I'm recommending this book is because I have gone through it, and there are certain simple things that you can do every single day with respect to your accounts, your credit cards, your expenses, your savings, the way you're using the money, etc. And that is just going to bring you to reality and help you chalk out a plan for your relation towards money and how you handle it, how you utilize it, how you use it. Okay. And there are certain really good exercises in the book. Yes, you will find that this book is written mostly based on the US market or terminologies, not market, terminologies, and UK terminologies. There are two different versions of it. But don't get into the terminologies. The similar ones are here in India as well. So what you need to take it, you just need to take all the juice, all the things out of this book and apply it. Okay, so don't get fixated into the terminology aspect. And definitely this is a handy book for you. And all the people whom you love, you can actually gift it to them. And no, nobody has paid me to talk about these books. Just to be clear, all the things that I have read myself, and there are a lot of other things about different segments of the book and about spirituality as well. Yes, not the bookish spirituality I'm talking about, but there are certain really interesting stuffs about the books that you can implement in your personal life, in your relationships, and of course your business as well. And maybe I'll cover it in another video. Just let me know. Put it in the comment section. And coming to another aspect which is very essential, I do not want to miss on this, because every day, whether you have lots of money, little money, no money, does not matter. If you are somebody who is going through a phase of guilt or shame, and who always feel guilty after making a decision, who always try to please others and you feel like you are never doing enough, who always feels like if I do something, somebody will get hurt or somebody will feel bad or this and that and etc. Relax. First, go through these books by Brené Brown. She is one of my favorite, and you can also watch her TED Talk, not TEDx, TED Talk. And she has written some fabulous books. Some of them are Daring Greatly. Then there is Braving the Wilderness. Okay, it is just going to clear off so many misconceptions and misunderstandings that you have towards shame, guilt that you experience. And needless to say, because I have gone through that phase and how I completely changed my life on the personal aspect and on the financial aspect, business aspect, etc., I took my experiences and learnings in the simplest forms, because I'm never a big fan of reading very complicated books because I don't understand the writing, etc. So I'm a big fan of simplicity. So I brought down all the experiences of mine and the things that I implemented in my life and put it down in my book, 7 Steps from Shame to Being Back in the Game. Yes, it's there on Amazon. And there are 7 steps that I have clubbed together and listed down here with few exercises and everything. These are certain simplest of the things that you can begin with starting today and see how your life transforms, because after all, when life itself is temporary, how can problems be permanent? So bottom line, when you are reading a book, read it in a phase where you need it at that point of time. And here is one thing, don't read a book just for the sake of reading a book. It's been written not just for your entertainment or edutainment purpose, but also for you to implement certain stuff that you would like to take from that book and implement in your life. Because what happens is, a lot of people say, you know what, I have read thousands of books and this and that, but if you look at them, if you see them, their life is as miserable as possible. So if you are somebody who understands and who believes or thinks that, okay, books can actually be your best friends and can change your life, it is only because when you read a book, you need to understand and see from a neutral point as well. Because see, the book is written by a particular writer. It's coming from their experience, their perception and everything, which is great. So when you want to get the best out of that book, read it from a neutral point, take the best out of it, see what's working for you, what's not working for you, and that's how you implement the stuffs from any book. So hope this helps, and there are different books that you can read in different phases of your life, your business, and amazing stuff. Okay, there are tons that I can share with you. If you are somebody who is running a business, who is struggling with your team members and so many other stuffs and intricacies, let me know in the comment section, or you can simply drop me an email and I will create a video accordingly. So see you soon in the next video. Namaskaram.